Hey, today's video, someone's been asking me for quite a long time, quite a few months actually, to do a video about Sikhism and sexuality. I do not self-identify as a Sikh. Yes, I was born a Sikh, then I was a Buddhist, and now I'm spiritual because I do not believe in the dogma and restrictions and control of a religion for myself. Okay? I believe in my own personal religion with that which we all call God, universe. Okay, so what do I know? Okay, so I know much about it? I know some things because I researched it, but then at a recent event at Gurbani Soho Road, Birmingham, I was told other things, right? In the Sikhism religion, it actually talks about, it doesn't mention, in my opinion, anything about homosexuals. It's very mute. But then why does Sikhism not, like most of the Indian religions, not talk about homosexuality? Perhaps these religions were beyond that, and they were, because they look at the soul. And in Sikhism, rather than prayer, meditation is meant to be the number one thing that is done, but practically no one does it now. So in Sikhism, it talks about the marriage ceremony, and it says that it's two female souls that unite with the one male soul of God. Yes, it could be seen as a metaphor to souls, because in Sikhism, in Indian religions, in many religions, the soul is neither male or female, it's genderless, okay? So, but you can also say that maybe the gurus were saying that it's two female souls, meaning two lesbians, that are getting married with the male God, right? But even God is not even seen as being a male entity. It's not a man in the clouds with a beard. I mean, even Ikonkar, which we think as being one God, it actually means non-duality. That's the real interpretation of it, meaning that everything's just one. Everything is just one. Now, if everything is just one, and in Sikhism we don't really believe in eating meat and killing animals if you're baptized, even though this is controversial, because there are Sikhs even in the Hazur Sahib that actually do bali of a cow, kill a cow or a calf or whatever animal, and they eat and drink the blood, and they're called the Nihangs. And basically there is currently only one Sikh code of conduct which has been made by the Akal Takht, which is a body of philosophical, religious. There used to be many Sikh codes of conduct in the past. One for householders, one for this kind of person, one for warriors. Everyone had their own way of living life. It was seen as a guide which each could interpret to their own way after they had realized their connection to God and understood what was right for them. But now we're being told what we should be doing, and the Akal Takht is against gay marriage. They're not against gay people per se, though they have been homophobic in the past, but they do say that, according to the Sikh Code of Conduct, as we modernise and change, the Code of Conduct may change too, because it has done so in the past. I have been told when I had that meeting at Nanak Nishkam Sevak Jatha, that there are verses in the back of the Guru Granth Sahib which talk about male and female marriage, and it's a loving, equal religion, but due to culture, and I'm going to get into culture, it's the culture that is the problem. Now, before the British came to India, before colonizing India, once they arrived, they wanted to dissect and identify people. They're all into binary and names and numbers and categorizing, like almost charting. So before that, there was no Sikh religion, there was no religion per se. So they almost created that. It was a disenfranchised group of people, of different communities, of different codes of conduct and different ways of believing and thinking. Indeed, Sikhism is not meant to be a religion. From the beginning, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, there is no Hindu and there's no Muslim, which means that we're all one. But then the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, created a religion. So the culture was from the British side, where homophobia came, where anti-homosexual laws started to come through, whereas before they had none of that in India. Section 377 is currently in India right now. and that we're trying to overturn, which is the British colonial anti-homosexual legislation that has been reinstated in the last year or so, last 2 years. So it was the British that brought homophobia into India. There were openly homosexuals in the past, and even with certain communities, perhaps certain prestigious communities like the Kama Sutra, Khajuraho Temple, that was religious elite, no sorry, not religious elite, but rich people, basically the elite, who were practicing all sorts of animalistic and homosexual and whatever fantasies. The general population perhaps was always meant to marry someone of the opposite sex. Homosexual activity, especially between men, still does and did happen in the past because men and women were separated. Perhaps the women did it in close quarters at home. But I think the concept was always that they would marry someone of the opposite sex eventually, and that homosexual desire and sex was just a releasement because they couldn't find a female. So the British brought these anti-homosexual laws. The British brought all this sort of Victorian way of thinking about sex, but we probably always did only marry someone of the opposite sex. So culture-wise, now we live in a Punjabi culture, very macho, very heterosexual, very balle. Kid is, even before they're conceived, the parents think that the child will be marrying someone of the opposite sex and envision and dream about them being lawyer and doctor and whatnot. So I digress, but basically the culture, especially in India and here, even the ones who came here who were uneducated from the villages, the parents are very closed-minded in their sense, and so the culture does not really talk about or express LGBT. But we are changing that, and the positive slant is that we can educate our parents, and everything is evolving. So the Sikh code of conduct evolving, the Akal Takht evolving, the actual religion doesn't say anything against it, and so that's religiously where we can do really good work there. Culturally, culture is an evolving situation. The British brought anti-sexual, anti-homosexual laws in, and we can change that. So if we think from a place of love and positivity, there's no problem. Thank you very much. Subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel and newsletter. I hope you enjoy this video. It has been made with a lot of love, and if I've said anything wrong, please forgive me. I'm not against anyone or anything. I just believe that everything's evolutionary and come from a place of love, and we should think for things ourselves and be kind to one another. God bless you. Love you loads. Bye.